Peyton Manning reportedly interested in having a piece of the Denver Broncos.
Okay.
There's always been rumors, and gossip and hearsay that the Manning family wanted to own a family, or the Manning family didn't want to buy a family. They wanted to buy a team.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they didn't want to buy a family. I don't think they wanted to do that.
Support.
Maybe
Team
they
is
support during the
family.
holiday.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Yes.
the team
family.
buy a team, which would become their family, obviously.
That's right.
That was always a rumor. The Broncos are potentially a place where that might happen, whether it's Peyton, the family, and that's up for sale, I guess.
Yeah.
Is Peyton, who has 5 different companies, 6 different companies, and an incredible production company, is he going to get ownership? We shall talk about it in an hour or two. Okay, now let's legitimately talk about that. The Peyton Manning owning a team would be so fucking cool. Incredible. Al Davis was a player, then he was a coach, he was an owner, and he's highly revered and respected in the entire conversation about football and the history of football. A player getting Jason Wright becoming the president of the Washington football team was massive as a player. Peyton Manning becoming an owner of a team would be so fucking cool. Now, he's only going to have a small minority of this, I assume, just like Tepper had with the Steelers, and then hopefully the business continues to grow and he has the capability to get in with another one maybe, and I don't know how. With venture capitalists now, I assume Peyton could walk in front of a couple different rooms and get, I don't know, $50 billion if he actually wanted to maybe get a team. But if the Manning family gets into ownership, I'm fucking pumped for it. I'm very, very pumped for it.
2 questions. One, do you think he is done with the ManningCast? Do you think they've kind of done it this year now? And he's like, okay, I don't want to fucking do this full time. Like, I'll still produce Peyton's places and we'll do Eli's places and stuff like that. But do you think he just wants to be completely done with that? And also, is he the kind of guy who, if he gets in there, he wants to get in there?
Well, I think because
right?
he said he wants a piece of level at management too. So in the decision-making process, I don't think he is, unless his money's just sitting there and he's an angel and he's completely hands off. If he's involved at all, I mean, it's going to become.
He wants to be involved.
Yeah, he's going to be involved.
Right.
And I think with the College Bowl, is that what their game show they created?
Yep.
Where he was reading at a very high level. I don't think anybody expected anybody with that accent to be able to read the questions in which he was reading them. I think that was maybe the most impressive part of that whole thing. Great concept, really good idea. Trivia shows always do well, especially with Coop bringing the Cooper bringing the comedic a little bit there on the side. Him reading the questions that he was reading in like a 2-minute, like a lightning. I forget what it was called. Maybe 2-minute, whatever it was called. What was the end? It was like a minute, maybe.
Yeah, it was a lightning
a
round or
minute.
something.
Yeah, it was something. Whatever it was.
Yeah.
It was incredible reading because they would actually interrupt him and answer, and he would have to go back to the next question that was very wordy and very in depth with the questions. It was.
I actually remember watching it thinking, how could they do this with taking breaks so Peyton never stuttered and made him look good? But it would have been impossible.
Yeah, I don't think they would have been able to edit that and cut that
No
thing
way.
in there. It was unbelievable. But I think he was doing that to set it up for a new host. Maybe.
Okay.
I think maybe.
Gronk, maybe?
Well, no. I'm just saying, I think concepts, ideas coming out of Omaha Productions are supposed to be like, hey, here's a show. I don't know. I'm not 100%. He has not told me that. That is just my assumption. There's no way Peyton is going to be reading these questions for the next 10 years. But this is a good concept that I assume some business people would like to continue on. I think that is potentially what he's
If he's going to be in a management role potentially on the football side, is it a too many cooks situation? Because him and Elway made butt heads. And
but Elway just gave him the keys whenever he showed
General
up.
George Patton.
General George Payton's working for Elway, right? We've heard that. And when Peyton got there, Elway just gave him the keys, didn't he? Isn't that kind of what happened?
Yeah.
Not to his car dealerships.
No way.
Elway kept his keys to his car dealerships.
Those are John's forever. Plus, you probably want to give Peyton the keys because you got to think, hey, if we give Peyton
but
all
John
control.
Elway also thinks.
But what happens if we get Arch Manning? When he goes to the draft, he says, you know what, I'm only going to one team. That's for my uncle.
Yeah, because, the Manning family
There's a little history of doing that in the
has
past.
the ability to pull the strings.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And there'll be no conversation about it. Imagine.
Can we let him take a college snap first before we
Nope.
say he's going to be a great NFL
Nope.
quarterback?
He's
I
Rodgers.
love the way he is handling it. That girl trying to get him on the snap, and he goes, "That's right, hottie toddy."
Yeah.
And then he's, Peyton came on and said to me he's going to West Virginia on that whole thing. West Virginia blog started up. It was like, oh, Arch can do this every single day. Goes down to Georgia,
Impressed
Texas.
By, the paint.
The body paint, Cooper said or Eli, I think it was Eli.
Yeah.
I was talking to him. He said he was impressed by the body, but like the entire Manning operation just trolling this entire thing.
Yeah.
Let's get him to West Virginia.
Who says no?
Probably the Mannings.
I don't think he will.
I actually think Texas maybe moved into the SEC because.
Oh, Quinn Ewers now.
Yeah, years. Yeah,
They might.
Hey,
shift.
Quinn, no offense. I appreciate your mullet, and I think you're awesome. If Arch Manning wants to be a quarterback at Texas, like Quinn might have to transfer again. You know what I mean?
True.
That's no offense to Quinn Ewers.
Texas boy.
Quinn Ewers is a stud, superstar. If Arch fucking Manning wants to do so, I assume every school is just going to be like, okay, if the Manning, who run the Manning Passing Academy, who are now owners of the NFL potentially, and this guy's the next. Not that Quinn Ewers wasn't this guy last year, okay? But I think Arch can just kind of do whatever he wants.
What about LSU? Go join the family.
Brian.
program down.
I would like to hear Peyton's take on Brian Kelly.
Me too.
Cooper as well.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear that whole thing.
I would assume that.
I don't know by the way, I do not talk to the Manning family like that. I have no idea. This is just strictly punditry from outside looking in.
The Texas thing felt good, but then they got beat by Kansas this year, and it's like, okay, Sark's probably going to get shit canned in the next year or two if they don't win.
Well, if they don't.
So he might go somewhere else, and that might be where Arch winds up. It might be a school we haven't even talked about yet.
How about Lane Kiffin? Yeah, Lane Kiffin's offense would be pretty good, but Eli went there.
What about just Bama? Because Bryce Young's next year, he's going to be a junior. He'll go to the draft, and then, Arch could come in and be a starter.
So what,
freshman
Archie
year.
Manning and Eli Manning, Ole Miss, right?
Yeah.
Peyton, Tennessee. Or Cooper go. Do we know Cooper
Cooper
go?
went to Ole
Coop
Miss.
went to Ole Miss as well.
Oh, gee. So it's almost like Peyton is the family outlaw.
Yeah, trailblazer.
He could just say fuck it and go to Iowa, become one of Kurt's dogs.